Hey people, this is Talem Splash, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy XIV. So in the last part, we at last got to Sastasha, and it is going to take a little bit to queue into this dungeon. I just had gone back to town, but I'm just heading back there now. We're going to queue in. It's going to take 11 minutes, so what I'm going to do is I am going to AFK and cut to when the Duty Finder queue pops, and then we'll go in. So, yeah, look forward to that. I'll see you in just a second. Alright, so the queue has popped at last. It took like it was like a 10-minute wait, maybe 11 minutes, I don't know, something like that. It wasn't too bad of a wait, honestly. Here we go. It's time for our first dungeon. You guys excited? Well, I'm gonna turn off my webcam for this. Okay, so, cool stuff. Let me just say hello to the people. Super fast. Hello. Cool. So, yeah, as I said, this is our first dungeon. It's Sastasha. It's pretty simple. Oh, looks like the tank is new, too. We actually, all of us might be new. Yeah, this tank... Okay, yeah, I think we're all new, because this DPS did not wait for the tank to pull. Which is something you typically want to do, is wait for the tank to establish aggro before going right on in. But I guess it's kind of a nice thing right now that all four of us can be new, because I can sort of see how these new players are going to do. And they don't know that I'm not new, so... Sir Chance-a-Lot. That's a cool name. Alright, come on, my guys. This way. Come on, Sir Chance-a-Lot. Come on, Sir Chance-a-Lot, you can do it. Alright, you know, we'll just go on ahead. He's gonna stand there, so... that's fine. One thing you want to go and find... Oh, hold on. I didn't want to pull these. But, the sync is being slow. And, no offense to the tank. But, I don't want to take forever either, so, yeah, we'll just work on killing these bats whilst we wait. So Chance-a-Lot's doing fine. He's holding aggro. He grabbed aggro off of it. So one thing we want to do is check out this memo. This memo here, you find a blood-stained scrap of parchment with the message scrawled upon it in faded ink. The captain likes his seas blue. That's what it says. So later on, when we get to the first boss, we want to examine the blue coral. That's just a little hint as to what you need to do. Oh my god, why are they so slow? I feel like I'm walking a dog along a leash. That's fine. They're sprouts. I'm not gonna be judgmental. They're getting used to the game, just as anyone else might be. And that's something you just have to be patient with whenever you see a new player in the game and you think they might not know what they're doing. Give them a second just to figure it out. Actually, I have Quick Knock. I'm just gonna start using Quick Knock. That's our AoE skill. So this is a good moment where it would be good to use our Quick Knock, because we have more than one enemy to target at the same time. But once we get down to 2, I like to switch back to single target. And notice, by the way, how much experience we're getting. Like, we're gonna easily get to level 20 and possibly even level 21 in this dungeon. So the experience gain is like super insane. All right, there we go. So Chance-a-Lot's feeding a little bit faster now. I approve. I'm gonna go ahead and dot this other cave Aurelia too. By the way, this battle music, it plays, I think, in the dungeons from now up until the level 24 dungeon. It's a pretty good song. Not my favorite. Eventually, all the dungeons start getting their own themes that loops constantly. Hey, we leveled up. That's cool. I'm doing Peloton. Okay, so Peloton and increased action damage. Cool. So Peloton, when you hit it, it makes everybody run a little bit faster, but you can only use it outside of combat. So otherwise, it doesn't do anything. If you have anything that's targeting you, Peloton does not work. So I just it's good to use Peloton when you're waiting to go from like one group of monsters to the next group of monsters, and you're running a long distance. It can also work out in the open world too, which is good. Okay, I'll just lead them this way. This tank, I think, is new enough where he's not positive where to go, and that's totally fine. I will be his guide. Yeah, and this stuff dies fast when you have a full party, which is also pretty great. They die a little bit, like at a slightly different speed than they would if you were in the open world, just because they're designed to have enough HP to like have all 4 people be dealing damage. So yeah, there we go. Lots of experience gained, and we move on. So we have to kill these little giant clams. They're actually not necessary to kill, but they're going to keep spawning these tiny little shade seekers if you don't kill the clam. So I just like to kill the clam. Look at its big open mouth. Oh, man. You know, I could go for some seafood, honestly. It's been a while. I'm just so tired, by the way. My gosh, it's dawning on me right now how much I really have to get sleep after this episode. I wanted to record more than one dungeon, but it's already 1:20 in the morning, and I was a fool, and I was gonna record earlier, and then I never got around to it. So just this one dungeon tonight, and then I'll do more in the future. Probably tomorrow I'm gonna record the next 2 dungeons because we got them coming up, and they're all really good. But I want to be awake for it, so yeah, just throw on some quick knocks there. Killing all those shade seekers, and now the clam is open, and that clam is done. And yeah, these shade seekers die really quickly, so they're not really much to worry about. Oh crap, my bad. Did not mean to pull those. Yeah, so right now, because I'm using my quick knock, it's actually not worth it to use straight shot because that's a single target. But if I was, you know, only focusing one enemy at a time, then yeah, I would use straight shot afterwards. Just like tiny things about your job. You have to sort of learn like what skill to prioritize based on your situation, and that kind of just comes to practice. So eventually, I'm probably going to get to the point where I won't have to talk about like what I'm doing with my job anymore, because either you guys will understand it, or you know, I'll have said it so many times that it's not really worth it for me to constantly continue re-explaining what I do. But for as long as we're learning skills, I'm gonna keep doing it. Alright, let's do that. Cool. This way, my friend. We can probably safely ignore that treasure chest. I don't think it's really important. It's probably just like a potion or something in there. Right, kill these shade seekers, and well, I can't attack the clam. It is clamped down its mouth. Now it's open again. Cool. It opens its mouth wide, and the shade seekers emerge. Yeah, just take those out. So here we are at the first boss zone. You can tell by this purple line, and the blue coral formation is the one that we want to examine because that note said blue. So I'm just gonna go ahead and examine it real fast, and that will cause this switch to open up. We go examine the switch, and it spawns the boss. So here's Chopper. It's pretty much just a tank and spank. It's the very first dungeon boss of the entire game, so they're not going to make it anything near challenging. And honestly, these bosses will be pretty easy in many of the dungeons going forward until like a certain point. But for now, yeah, they're just going to be pretty simple, and I don't mind. I find it relaxing. By the way, I hope you guys liked that I turned the map off up here. I just think it makes it a little bit more immersive. It's like we're actually going cave spelunking in a way. Man, like if you just look around, the set design for this being the first dungeon of the entire game, it's so like well done and pretty and detailed, and I don't know, I find it very impressive. So here we can open this treasure coffer, and now I guess I should explain loot. So every time you go into a dungeon, at the end of each boss you have loot that you can roll on, and so you can either like need it. If you need it, you have priority over someone who greeds it, or you can just pass. I'm just gonna pass because I don't need it. The brass gorget though I will take, so hit need on that. Alright, they don't know what to do, so I'm just gonna go ahead and examine this. So yeah, you need it, and then you get it. And what happens, it didn't show because I got it immediately, but you actually roll a number, and that number will determine whether or not you get the loot or not. Are we going? My friends? Okay. Just making sure. I really, you know, I have the very, very troubling suspicion that in my brain, I really hope these are players and not bots, because it's totally possible for bots to do the really early dungeons. It's not common. It's not common at all, really. But it's totally possible. 99% of the time I don't run into them, but like these people haven't said anything yet. So either they're just very new to the game, or they're bots. But I think the healer is definitely real. So these are all normal player names, so I think they're all normal players. It's just like, I don't know, I always get kind of scared when I don't move and then they don't move. But no, he's going on ahead. He's real. He's a real dude. He's just confused. Okay. You can usually tell if a character's a bot too, because their name is all jumbled. Like this looks like they smashed their heads against the keyboard and that was the name that they picked. Okay. So what we want to do is take out these ads first. In this mini boss. It's also a very easy boss. I'm gonna AoE actually. I think it's probably a little bit better since we do have 3 enemies. Be happy that now we're in the era where using your skills doesn't cost anything. It used to cost a thing called TP. Actually, if you go back to my old beginner's guide, you can see the TP in the UI there, because it wasn't just HP and MP. We used to also have a third bar called TP, and every skill would cost TP, or technique points. And I'm glad that's gone, because now you can just use your skills for free. And if you're a mage, you still have to worry about MP, but that's about it. Alright, so we got Foe Striker's Tabard. It's about the same thing that I got, actually. The Hall of the Novice gear is pretty much identical to the gear that you can get in these first 3 dungeons, but in my opinion looks better, so, and you get it for free. I'm also going to put that Gorget real fast. There we go. Okay, that dude just went on ahead by himself. Okay. See, that's why you don't want to go on ahead without the tank, because you're just going to get murdered. I guess this is a good learning experience. What is the tank doing, though? He's just standing there. Please, full aggro. My friend, we got some real new players here. And Eben K is poor dude. He can get up, though. At least he should get up. You know, this is actually pretty interesting. I never thought that I would. When I was queuing in Sastasha, I thought I would get a run with like a bunch of like veterans who had never done this, or who like have done this dungeon rather like hundreds of times, because I have. And I expected them to speed through it, but getting all new players is also a very interesting experience. So, I am looking forward to seeing how they react going forward. Come on, Sir Chancelot. Oh crap. Man, he's just not getting up. He's just gonna lie down there dead. Oh well. I'm wondering if I should like say something, or should I just leave him to his dead devices for now? I guess I'll just leave him to his dead devices, because I have a feeling the Conjurer is probably gonna try and raise him. But if the Conjurer doesn't try and raise him or her, then I will tell them to just return. Alright, let's grab that key. We need that key. The Captain's Quarters key. Alrighty. I don't have a Phoenix down on me. Oh yeah, he's casting Raise. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I would recommend always returning if you have the option and you're not like sealed in the boss. Because if you accept a raise, you actually get raised with a weakness debuff. And he's going to get it in a second, I'll show you. So this buff right here reduces strength, dexterity, intelligence, and mind by 25%. So, yeah, it's not fun. Right here, my guy. This tank needs to learn to lead. When you are a tank, you gotta lead. Actually, I'm thinking I might try out showing off some other jobs eventually. I haven't decided yet, like I was saying. Because, man, I could show off, like, you know, Gunbreaker when I get to that, if I wanted to, but I still really want to focus Machinist. I don't know, there's so many different things I can try, so many different jobs you can play, so many different play styles in general. Alright, I'm just gonna lead. I know the way through this dungeon, so I'm gonna lead them through it, because they have no idea where they're going. And the poor new souls. They're so wholesome. Cute. I like how the people here, they're like, well, now I'm not getting their text. You know, let's go over here. They're like, who are you? Yeah, so basically these are all like the people that the captain was keeping to pleasure himself with, which is kind of creepy, and has some pretty frightening implications, if I am being honest. So now that we have that key, we can go over here to the Wave Rider gate, because we got the Wave Rider gate key. Sir Chancelot, I'm jumping to assert that I'm trying to lead him. I could also just say it in chat, but me be social? Ha. I'm actually pretty social in this game, but I don't want to really like do it too much if I'm recording. I'm sort of gonna hope for the best when I get into these dungeons, and I guarantee you the future dungeons after this are not gonna be the same experience. Where like if you're queuing in, chances are you probably won't have to like lead a party of new people in, but in a way I guess it's lucky that I can guide them. Even though the map is very linear. Like if I show you the map, we've just been going down this way. It's very Final Fantasy 13, these dungeons. And that's kind of why I like turning the minimap off, just like I did when I was playing 13. It makes it feel more immersive when you don't realize you're going in a straight line. But that's just my opinion. Wait for Jedrick, my dude. Wait for Jedrick. He's the healer. Sorry, guys, haven't played in over a year. Aw, that's fine. That's what he said. I'll tell him no worries. No worries. I approve of people actually talking, because I had said hello and nobody had responded before. So yeah, let's just work on whittling down the Shallowtail Reaver and Captain Madison, and he's actually gonna unleash these dogs over here, the scurvy dogs. One second. Usually he does by now. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't yet. Captain Madison, my friend. You're almost dead. He like dies at like half health, so. Are you gonna release your dogs? Or are we gonna have... Yeah, okay, Captain Madison releases the scurvy dogs. So we can just go ahead and dot these up. They don't have a lot of HP, so I don't really wait for the tank to grab aggro on these, because they die so quickly. So I'm just getting them down with Quick Knock. See, this is why Quick Knock is so important. Oh, we did say you're new to the game. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Cool. I think there's a treasure chest somewhere, right? No? I guess not. Okay, I guess they removed the treasure chest out of here. That's interesting. There used to be one there. So anyway, here, we just go ahead and Quick Knock. Okay, yeah, this tank is starting to get the hang of what he's doing now, so I'm feeling a little better, you know? They're communicating, I like that a lot. Now I know for sure that I am not playing with bots, and that makes me feel much happier. Well, yeah. I'm much happier about that. I hope this dude is also... Yeah, this dude's fine. They're all real players. You never know when you're in a dungeon this early in the game, but yeah. Alright, so over here, my friend Sir Chancelot, where'd you go? Sir Chance? Oh, you're on the wrong way. This way. This way. Oh man, that Lancer is going to perish. Now the healer's gonna perish. So now that the healer took aggro, I'm actually taking aggro because I'd rather I get aggro than the healer. Because if the healer dies, then it's basically a party wipe, and we don't want that either. Whoa! Yeah. But yeah, I love playing ranged because you can just sort of stand back and like let them deal with all that stuff, and you're just back here shooting your arrows, and it's good fun. It's very aesthetic. It's actually a bow later on that's really cool. It's the current Tombstone bow at level 80, and it's a bow that has a sword with the quiver. You can't draw the sword or anything, but it still looks really cool just to have a sword on you as you're shooting arrows. I think that's so cool. Okay, yeah, this tank is doing a pretty good job, I gotta say. He's grabbing all three enemies. That's when you're playing tank, that's the objective you want to have, is you want to make sure that you just hold aggro on all the enemies, turn on your tank stance for the Marauder, it's Defiance. For Gladiator, there's tank stance is Shield Oath. For Dark Knight, it's Grit. and for Gunbreaker it's Royal Guard, and all you want to have those buffs on because that's what makes you have aggro. This M&K's though, I don't want to like. I mean, he's new, so I'm not like blaming him at all, but like he's not doing the right thing by going and pulling by going and pulling enemies by himself, because that's just making it harder on the healer to keep him alive, and also a DPS just does not have the HP to sustain damage from enemies in a dungeon. Quite frankly, this tank is also struggling because now he's dealing with 2 pulls at once, and that's why you just want to wait on the tank. But you know, you have to, they'll learn their lesson eventually. I don't want to say anything just because sometimes players are not receptive to that stuff, or they think that like you're trying to like, you know, bully them into playing correctly, or you know, I've gotten that sometimes. I'm never actually trying to do that, but you know, sometimes people just don't want to accept help like that, and that's fine. I'll let them learn on their own time. But here we are at the end of the dungeon, so I'm going to turn off my webcam. Pshaw, you silly our spawning ground, Shorewalker. Oh, man. Oh, that is pretty something. Alrighty, so, Pshaw, finless fools, Lord of the World shall sup on your souls. Yeah. Be good. Just burn the boss down. Yeah. So for this, like, there is a mechanic with the ripples here. We don't have to worry about them. We can just burn this boss down. It's not really worth focusing on these ripples if you don't examine them when they start bubbling. Mr. Lancer, you gonna start attacking? A friendo, please. Yeah, so see those bubbles? You can just ignore them. They will eventually bring out some monsters that will help the boss, but I just prefer to focus the boss down because, assuming everyone's dealing damage, it dies before any of the monsters that come up, any of the ads are actually a problem. So, yeah, see, it's already like at 38% health. It's really useful just to like focus the boss down. Yeah, so there you go. It's pretty simple for the first dungeon. It doesn't take that long at all to complete. It's about 15 minutes. Even with new players, it was still like 15 minutes. With experienced players, the dungeon's even shorter. It's like 10 minutes or so. So it's not very long. Back in the day, it would take like a half hour, but now it goes by so quickly. Level up. Nice. See, 2 levels in 1 episode. I love it. Nice. Haha! Alrighty, let me thank them for the party. Thanks for the party, guys. And turn on my webcam. So we can give them a commendation. I'm going to give the tank a commendation. He did a very good job. A belt. And, hey, the Dragoon actually got a spear that he can take. So I'm going to give it to him. You just hit pass, and then that can make sure that they can roll on it and get it. And I'm not taking any of this loot, so I'm just going to leave the dungeon. Leave duty. There we go. No commendation, but that's fine. I don't need it. I'd rather all those new players get the commendation anyway. So now that we're out of there, I'm just going to go ahead and turn the HUD layout back to this one, so we know where we're going. So we're going to speak with Badarin at the Drowning Wench. We can just go back to Limsa. And I think what I'll do in this video is we'll get to the next dungeon, and then we'll call it. Just because it doesn't take that long to get there. It's just a few cutscenes, and that's it. It's super fast. Alright, so go ahead, Ethernet, the aft castle. Man, that gnat is back. Oh, I see it. And I've got it. Okay. I murdered the gnat. Poor gnat. You know, I think that's the same one, too, because there's, like, I haven't seen it. I've only seen ever, like, just a single gnat when I'm at my computer, and it's that same one, I guarantee you. Aye, such a task was on the books. Was, mind. I'm afraid that ship has already sailed, friend. Ah, might you be the adventurer who accepted the job of investigating Sastasha? Humph. It would seem that ship has not only sailed, but now returns to harbor, none the worse for its voyage. A pity. We dragged our boots too long on this one. No matter, the wheel will turn and our chance will come. You are right, of course, but there shall be no rest till we have attained our goal, lofty though it may be. Not a wink of sleep, great leader. Our aim, lest you wonder, is to perform such feats of heroism as will earn us a place in the songs of every alehouse in Eorzea. We mean to write a legend which will inspire adventurers as yet unborn to follow our shining example. Do you have such a goal? Large or small, it matters not. Only have a star to reach for and you will reach higher. Purpose can sustain you through times of hardship. Keep your eye on the prize and all obstacles will be overcome in time. You would not think to strike into battle unclad, would you? Well, goals are as armor for the spirit. I wish you fortune in your endeavors, sir. I wish you fortune in yours too, my dude. Don't go getting your dreams crushed or anything. Just, work hard. Back then, are ya? With all your limbs and a tail to tell, I'll wager. Yeah, you could say I have a tail to tell. Fishbacks? And there I was thinking you'd only have to crack a pirate skull or 3. 7 hells. You turn your back for 5 bloody minutes and the scaly bastards have set up shop on your bleeding doorstep. Still, sounds like you left them in pieces, so I don't suppose they'll be carrying out whatever mischief they was planning. Unless they was planning on feeding themselves to the fauna of Sastasha, of course. Any road all's well that ends well. On behalf of Limsa, I thank you for shedding some light on this mystery. You've lived up to your reputation, and I couldn't ask for no more than that. Now, I'll bet you're dying for a rest, but just in case you're not, I was wondering if you might be interested in taking on another job. It's just so happens that I've had a request from my sister guild in Gridania, see? Seems the forest folk are in need of an adventurer who can get things done. For them to ask for help like this, you can bet the task won't be no skip through a sunny glade, but after the way you dealt with our fishback infestation, I doubt it's anything you can't handle. Give us a shout when you're ready, and I'll lay it out for you. Alright. Sounds good. We'll take that quest completion, get that juicy experience. And so we're actually going to be returning to Gridania very soon. And we unlock the Party Finder. Party Finder is just another way to find a party. I don't recommend doing it for dungeons, but later on for like certain 8-man primals that are like hard and extreme, I would say you can do that. Not even hard, just the extremes and savage. And you go to the Party Finder just by going over to what is it? Duty? Social? I never go through it from here. Yeah. Party, and then Party Finder, and you can see all these different parties. Most of them are locked because we have not actually gotten to most of these duties just yet. But, you know, it's just something to keep in mind as we go. Alright. Ready to hear about that job then? Like I said, the request comes from my sister guild in Gridania. And that's all I know, but whatever it is you got asked to do, I somehow doubt it'll pose any trouble for eventually you survive the bedlam of Sastasha. If you think you might be interested, you want to have words with Mother Mione, my counterpart in Gridania. Good luck, mate. We know her. Yeah, I told you we'd be going back to Mother Mione sooner than later. Actually, I'm just going to return, because Gridania is still our home point. And that means it's free, so... Oh, man. I love me some water. It gives me energy in these trying times. It's almost 2 in the morning, so I gotta go to bed soon. Like I said, I'm not going to be doing the next dungeon, but I am going to get there. So we're just going to go ahead and unlock it. And then we'll be good to go, and then we can do the next dungeon in the next part. Hello, Mother Mione, I missed you. Take a seat wherever you like, friend. Our rituals come to take your... Oh, it's you, Meteor. It's good to see you again. What's that? Here at Padarin, suggestion, you say? The foul-mouthed rogue sends me word that an adventurer might be along for the job, and it turns out to be you. Well, this makes things a lot easier, doesn't it? With regard to the task in question, there's a fair bit to tell. Let me know when you're ready to hear the details, and I shall brief you. I am more than ready. Let's hear it. I want to know. Ready for that briefing? Good. Now here's the long and short of it. And here's my webcam gone. Beg pardons for interrupting, Mione, but our need grows ever more pressing. Have none stepped forward? Hey, it's Lewin! And good morrow to you too, Bow Lord. You must need be pressing. You must be in pressing indeed, for you to honor us with a visit. The good news is, your journey hasn't been wasted. I'm pleased to report that we have a volunteer at last, and one who comes highly recommended at that. Well, if it isn't our very own man for all seasons, you certainly have a knack for appearing when you're most needed, Meteor. My thanks for answering the call. Now, time is of the essence, so I shall proceed directly to the heart of the matter. We wish for you to nip a potential threat to Gridania in the bud. Beneath the central shroud, there lies an underground burial site called the TAM-TARA DEEPCROFT. The place was once a Gelmoran settlement, but we Cretonians have long interred our dead there. Of late, however, shadowy figures have been skulking about the Deepcroft with an ever-increasing regularity. Based on the accounts of various witnesses, we suspect that these individuals belong to the Lambs of Dalamud, a doomsday cult which sprung up prior to the calamity. These zealots have proven themselves dangerous in the past, and we leave them to their own devices at our peril. Ordinarily, we would have dispatched our best men to scour the Deepcroft, with orders to flush the cultists out. Alas, the calamity decimated our ranks, and the limited forces at my disposal are constantly required to keep the Ixal at bay. Since we thwarted their attack on the Guardian Tree, the Birdmen have not allowed us a moment's respite. They have probed every ilm of our defenses in search of a weakness, compelling me to spread our forces far more thinly than I would like. The situation so being, we have no choice but to entrust the task of dealing with the Lambs of Dalamud to others. Can we rely on you to handle this matter, Meteor? You bet you can. You have my gratitude. Once you've seen to your preparations, pray make your way to the Deepcroft and identify yourself to the guard posted at the entrance. He will apprise you of the latest of all the latest developments. That is all. Be careful out there, you hear? May the crystal guide you and keep you. Yeah, don't worry. I'll be good. I will be just fine. Alright, so we're going to go head over to the Central Shroud. I'm just going to go teleport to Bent Branch because it's faster. Like I said, it's faster than running. Man, I'm sorry my commentary is so dry tonight. It's just the end of the day, and also I was recording last night super late too. Like I went till like 1 in the morning yesterday, going up to right before Sastasha and doing the Hall of the Novice and everything, and I just need a good night's sleep. So I'm probably gonna. Well, thankfully tomorrow I can get up a little bit later. I can get up at like 9, so I can get a nice 7 hours. It's 1:48 now. Man, I shouldn't be talking about how tired I am. It's gonna make me more sleepy, but that is okay. And we're already level 22, so soon we're gonna have to do our next Archer quest. In fact, let me look. So, alright, we actually don't get another skill until level 30, which is fine, because we're gonna hit level 30 real fast. But at level 24, we'll get a roll action called Headgraze, so that's the really good one. That's the Interrupt. That's the one I'm actually gonna keep on my bar once I get it. Excuse me. So anyway, and honestly, we're probably gonna hit like level 23 or 4. Oh man, there's a Diorite attacking me. Not that it... Like, see how fast this is dying now? It's so comfy. Alright, so let's just sneak on past here. I'd like to not aggro these friends here, these skeletons. Hello, God's Cover Bow. You're Meteor Splash, I take it? Thanks for helping us out, friend. No doubt the Bowlord has already informed you, but your task is to enter the Deepcroft and purge it of the Lambs of Dalamud. In case you're unfamiliar with them, the cult emerged shortly before the calamity put an end to the Sixth Astral Era. The cultists took the Lesser Moon, Dalamud, for their god, believing it would deliver them from the devastation. And so they were rather disappointed when Dalamud exploded into 1,000 flaming pieces before it could complete its descent. Now, having seen their god turn to ash, one would think that the cultists might feel moved to question their faith. On the contrary, it only served to stoke the flames of their fanaticism. The Lambs of Dalamud are convinced that heretics, that is to say, everyone but them, interfered with the coming of their Lord and Savior, and now it's their sacred duty to avenge him. Whatever it is, they're doing it in the Deepcroft, so you may be sure that no good will come of it. For the sake of Gridania and Eorzea at large, put an end to their madness. Alright, we'll go murder some cultists, I guess, in the next part, and we'll do another dungeon. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next part. If you like it, rate, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And I'm gonna go to bed, so good night. And yeah, bye.